Okay, so we have LR Super Boo here and the Sealodom, but we have the Sensumine Workid at 55% here. Just an initial look at him. I didn't give him any equips. I did about a stamina bar worth of link leveling, more or less, just because I feel like, you know, if you're going to use a character, you kind of want to link level him a little at this point. Not many people will look at this character at link level 1. So this is what we're going to do. Maybe I should have given him a coach probably, but this guy seems to be pretty powerful. We'll see how he is at 55% in the different events here. But obviously, as you see, we got his intro animation up, which does give him an additional 5 key and then 120% attack and defense for the first 4 turns from the start of battle. We can get up a good amount of key here, and we're going to link up with this S tier Kid Buu actually. This there Kid Buu, he does share a couple of links. I believe this is, well, actually, let me take a look here at the wiki specifically, or not the wiki, the Dokkan info site. S tier Kid Buu, again, yeah, they share these 4 links here, which are Brutal Beatdown, Majin, Infinite Regeneration, and then Fierce Battle, which is obviously a lot of attack and defense here, 25% defense, and then I believe it's actually up to, that's 45% attack, or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, right? So this Majin Buu, he does want to get hit a couple of times, and he wants to be at high HP. If he's at 90% HP or more, he gets a total of 90% attack and 30% defense when attacking, so we're likely going to get that here. He has a 30% defense raise on his super attack effects. Then he has a 70% chance to guard, which we did not actually get there, which is a little unfortunate because this Super Buu actually, well, 15 million at free dupe is quite good. If Super Buu does a guard, he actually does do an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super attack. Now his 18 key super attack is actually an AoE, and it has a medium chance to stun enemies. So obviously we saw the stun actually go through there, which is quite good. But yeah, if that actual additional attack does go through, that could lead to potentially a lot of extra damage from this Super Buu, which is good. Now you saw again, he hit very, very hard right there. He does get 100% attack within the character's next attack after receiving an attack, right? So if you see his attack, like you saw the attack symbol actually did go up again in that second attack he did receive there after he attacked, right? Well, I should explain it better. You saw that there was an attack he received after he did his 18 key super. The attack symbol went up when he received one. The reason why is because that does activate again, right, mid-turn. So he doesn't have to technically be in slot 1 this next following turn because he received an attack and he hasn't done one himself, if that makes sense. He also does get an additional key 1 and 20% defense. That goes up to 7 key and then 140% defense with each attack he receives. Obviously, as you know, the turns go on 4th and 4th, he will be able to have that full additional defense built up. And that is multiplicative against his start of turn defense that he does get. So we will see a pretty big increase from his defensive stat. Last turn it was 220k at the start of turn. If we consider his double 30% super attack effects, his defensive stat probably was around, I would assume, 400-ish k or so. If he's guarding, that's quite good for a free dupe. But obviously we didn't guard there, so it's not really that great. And of course, that's, again, not considering the additional defensive stats he would get when he receives an attack like that. So we're going to put him... I guess I kind of do have to keep Majin Buu here, which is fine, because we can get all links active here. He'll have his full passive, and then he actually does still share 5 links instead of 4 links with the Janemba. The only links that he doesn't share with Janemba are Majin and Infinite Regeneration, which, again, that does give 25% attack and defense, but he has every single other link active here. I think I'll keep Janemba because I can't really have Janemba in the back right there, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to do that. If I'll do this here, and then I guess I'll get this. Yeah, I guess one thing about this Buu is that Key, if he's not fully built up, could be potentially an issue like that. But right here, again, he should, yeah, like his defense is a lot higher. Again, you got to keep in mind he's getting 2 30% stacks there. So that is 2 different instances of, no, okay, yeah. That's one instance where he's going to have up to 400k defense because we'll get an extra 100k. then it's another multiplicative 30% defense off of that. So he'll probably, yeah, he's like 550k plus defense after he attacks. He's still not fully built up. Now this does have the inter animation up, but if he's guarding, he will be quite good against some of these enemy super attacks, even at the free dupe level, which is obviously very impressive. Okay, so 9.3. I guess his full attack passive is not up, actually. You can definitely tell there. Because, yeah, it jumped up to 15 mil right there at the bottom. So, yeah, you could definitely see that his... Actually, no, you got to keep in mind, we are not getting also 50% support on this turn as well. But he does have all his links active. So, I'm pretty sure that we didn't see his full passive up there. And he does actually have to receive an attack in return. Now, one thing I wanted to try and show here is that obviously this boss is an STR boss. That does technically activate the guard requirement in his passive. So again, if the guard is activated within that turn, then he does do an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super attack. So you definitely want to... This guy definitely wants to be ran in slot 1. But that 70% chance to guard could potentially be your downfall. It's kind of risky. I feel like obviously most of the time you will see that 70% chance to guard, but it obviously would be much better if it could potentially proc off of any attack he's able to do, because if that were the case, then this guy would be able to, like, even if he takes 1 or 2 attacks with the guard procking, very likely if you're receiving like 5 attacks in the first slot, you're gonna be able to thank you. Actually, it's good that Sin's dodging these attacks here, but he's still probably dead, huh? You'll be able to get the guard active like that, but that's not how it works. It's just a 70% chance to proc at the start of turn. Now, he does have a chance to get a guaranteed guard ability, but you have to be facing a Majin Buu Saga or a Fused Fighters enemy, and there's not really many bosses in the game that are difficult like that. The only boss that is like that would be the 7th anniversary stage in the, new anniversary event. And that would be the Buu Saga side of the 8th anniversary event as well, right? Okay, so again, we'll put Super Buu right here in the middle. He will actually be able to get his full key active, so I'm pretty sure his full defensive passive is active. He's still at 300k sort of turn with the guard. Definitely not the greatest, but I think that is enough to tank normals from this Omega Sharon even. This Omega does still hit for, what, 450k, so his normal attacks specifically, it's not like they're weak or anything. He's still taking damage, but he did get extra defense up there. So he's hitting a still 11 mil attack stat for free dupe there is nice, considering, again, he has that additional. So his 12 key super attack does also have a 30% attack and defense raise for the turn. So his defense is probably still quite high with it, considering he's getting the guard ability active. I'm pretty sure pulls super attack, he's at like 600k defense or so on this turn, because he's getting that 30% since we're above 90% HP. And then he is getting the 60% extra buff from his super attack effect. So yeah, considering he's going to be at 400k, then he'll get another basically 200k from the 60%. That's lowballing it as well. He's definitely well over 600k defense on this turn. Now, we are getting 50% support from STR Cooler, but this is definitely his best team. You could argue maybe the Gamma team is better for this guy, because he's also, of course, on Artificial Life Forms, but unfortunately, this guy is not on a 200% leader skill, which really does suck here. I should probably do this. Cooler, this is really bad here. Actually, let me play this active Scalpins in a minute, sure. That should raise his defense enough. That's still not good enough for sure. I'm just gonna do this anyways. Golden Frieza should be fine with his reduction. He should definitely live super attack here. I'm just worried that we're gonna kill. That's more so anything. Okay, well, that's fine. We should live with Golden Frieza because he still has has 30% reduction, then he'll get the extra attack in there. Cooler might kill himself though. Um, if we kill here, I'll just hop in one more time. Or if we die, I guess we could also definitely die here. I'll just skip to the next turn, right? We're here to see Super Brew mostly, so let's go ahead. No, we did die, so I might hop into a Dokkan event and get like one or two more like rotations, and we'll be good from there. So I'll just show this here. This is a turn without Kid Buu. He does have, again, Brutal Beatdown, Fierce Battle, and I think that's Metamorphosis here. So, again, this is, I was going to say minimalistic turn, but this is 100% support. So he still could potentially do a pretty nice damaging shot. But again, with this first hit he'll get, which he's not guarding, of course. Yeah. We're seeing him not guard, and his defense is definitely not that great. But if he gets that full passive up, 14 mil attack stat is definitely quite strong. But since he's not guarding, he didn't get the additional attack. Obviously, as you can see, we did fall below the HP threshold. So your HP has to be a certain amount to get the extra buffs when you're attacking, which could be an issue, right? If you are taking like a super attack before a super blue attacks, you take like 300k damage, then you fall under 60% HP or something, then in that case you'll be missing out on 60% attack and 30% defense, because your HP has to be that level or higher when you're actually attacking the opponent. So if it's not at that level when you're actually attacking them, then you're essentially not able to, how to explain it, if your HP is not at that level when you're attacking them, you're not able to get those buffs, which is definitely quite an issue. But it's situational for sure. So that's just one thing I want to point out about this Buu. If you're not able to get those attacks like that, then you could definitely tell, like, if he's like in slot 2, his damage will considerably drop, because that is 100% multiplicative buff, which is quite huge. Okay, just some more showcasing here. We're actually gonna get quite a good turn. I'll grab. Is it getting hit 4 times? So it's just 3 times, so it doesn't really matter if I grab same type ores like that. I will actually heal though, regardless, just so it could try and get the 90% passive here. So yeah, whoa, he's at 400k defense start of turn. He did receive 4 attacks last turn. So that is what, 80% of his 120% or 140% defensive passive. So that can still build up quite high. If his intro is up and he gets his full defensive passive, that's really good. Again, because he'll be, yeah, he's definitely well above 600 to 700k defense here. If he's guarding especially, that's really good. Like, that's where it's like really good. And then, yeah, he's guarding there. And then you have to consider he is 55%. So that is one thing important. So again, I believe, oh well, he took no damage anyways, but if we would have taken damage to fall under the 90% threshold there, then we would have lost that additional passive part. Then there's the additional super attack from his passive skill, which is again a high chance to become a super attack, and it's a guaranteed additional. Then there's the hidden potential system, which you could potentially get there. So yeah, what can I say, that's really good at getting over 700k, and I think that might be, again, lowballing it too, because he was at like what, he was basically 410 400k defense sort of turn there. Then he gets no, he got 30% on top of that. Then he got 60% since he double supered on top of that, and those are both multiplicative against each other as well. So the numbers get pretty crazy. And then considering, again, he got more defense from receiving attacks, right? Those 3 extra attacks put up his full passive. It's quite good. Okay, so what I'll do is we'll skip this one last turn, and then, or I might show 2 more turns and then we'll end it. So I definitely want to get next turn without support, and then we'll probably try to get 1 more turn with STR Easy A Cooler on rotation. But I can't really promise if we're going to be able to show him or not, depending on what STR Cooler wants to do. Okay, so we are here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we would die, but it's fine. By that, I mean, like, by what's-his-face? Cooler probably will get us, like, this genetic kill for sure, but it's whatever. We'll just do this trip. Let's just go for it like this. Are you guarding or not? You are guarding. Perfect. Okay. Would be interested to see what Janemba's doing. So yeah, again, you can see the attack as way lower than usual. 8 million, which is still quite good, right? I think 8 million for a free dupe is still quite good, considering he's only, 55%, right? So he could, like at the rainbow level in this situation, he'll still probably be hitting like 10, 11 mil attack stats with no support. And Link level 10 especially, he gets a lot of attack from Link level 10. Oh yeah, I made a mistake. Earlier I talked about the Link level 10 stats, but like, he's missing like a good amount of percentage. Like Brutal Beatdown is probably like 12%. Metamorphosis is probably like, what, like 2-3%. First Battle is probably like, 16% instead of 20%. There's definitely a lot of differences there. Majin is probably like 12% instead of 15%, and these do matter, right? The extra like 3% even, they add up across all those links. Infinite Regeneration is probably like 2% defense. Ouch. That was super Janemba. Maybe that's just, we're good. I think we got a good amount of numbers here, and I don't feel like trying again. I should have taken off the large number for someone else, but it's whatever. Let me know what y'all think of Super Boo here. I didn't get his active skill. His active skill he could use if your HP is 60% or less starting from the 5th turn. It's quite strong, right? It recovers 40% HP, and it is an actual attack, and he disables an enemy action within the turn. That's something we'll see in the more difficult stages of Red Zone. So if you're going to use this guy in, like, again, the weaker Red Zones that free dupe, low link levels, you could probably take this guy into Broly even as he is, but you definitely want to have this guy like maxed out with equips and link levels if you're going to take him into Broly and stuff. So that's why I went to like these little like weaker red zones. And those harder red zones would definitely get that, active skill available. And that active skill could really like turn the tides of battle. 40% HP recovery, which will let him get his full passive. You have the disable enemies attack, which, could be helpful. Again, I talked about Broly. Red Zone Broly, it would do a lot of damage, disable the attack. I think that's kind of like where they're thinking about this guy as an AGL unit. You have, the Gamma 1 and 2 fight he could be quite good in. I feel like Cell Max, Red Zone he'll be good in. We'll see. I'll take him in a couple of stages, 1 or 2 stages probably. And we could see if this guy is, able to live up to the hype. But I'm a fan of him so far, right? It's just his banner sucks, and I definitely think that he would love a new partner, because Esther Kid Buu, you're just losing him, is like, he's fine, right? He could do some stuff. He's not like bad, but he's not like anything special. He's more mediocre at this point, right? Especially if you're not like under a 200% team, providing him, big bad bosses all the time. That could run into issues like that, but whatever. That's it for me, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.